Do you feel insulted by the present day batch of politicians?
Oh, absolutely. I think I've been voting for more years than I care to remember, and I think there's been a devaluation of politics. And one of the things is these silly slogans.
Yeah.
Brexit means Brexit, and now the 5 pledges. It has brought politics into like an advertising campaign for
Showbiz.
Yes, and it's all celebrity, and I want politicians to be people that I listen to and I trust, and I don't trust these slogans.
And also, whether or not they like football, who gives a? I don't care if they like football or not. The idea that your professional success has boiled down to having to take advice on answering the question, what do you like doing when you're not working, is crazy, isn't it?
Yes, and I think this idea of we must all say the same thing from the very first time in the morning when whoever's been put out for the day comes out to speak, and you can hear the script and it follows
the ministers,
and you just think to yourself, well, why bother?
Yeah. I don't bother anymore.
And why can't they apologise ever? What's wrong with an apology? We got this wrong.
Yeah.
Hands up. I just think we need politicians who are interested in helping people, not just the Westminster bubble, and not people just, it's the thing to do, tick it off the list I've got here. I want proper politicians who care.
And who can have an adult conversation without it needing to be slogans, jargon, repeated phrases. Just speak like an adult.
Yes, and I think that shows respect for the people who you want to vote for.
Do you feel insulted by the present day batch of politicians?
Oh, absolutely. I talk with my partner, and we say it's never been as bad as this before. It may not be the politicians we've wanted over the years, but you could pick out people and say, well, they are good and what they're saying. But it's very hard at the moment to find people that you actually say, well, I believe you and I really think you're there for the right reasons. So, yeah. But I just want to get back to normality. I don't want celebrity politics.
Yeah, I think, and this is something that I've seen Luke Trill and others write about just in the last week, actually. I want my politicians to be just doing the job. Naturally, in my job, you speak to them about it, obviously, and that's all part of the process of broadcasting, thoughts and ideas and discussing them and all the rest of it. But in terms of this, just constantly being in your face and just saying something for the sake of it rather than something substantial. And if you haven't got anything substantial to say, do something substantial.
Yes.
Like the rest of us have to.
I just think that they really need a bit of an overhaul. And then I think people would stop saying, so they're all the same, because they certainly aren't. There's some good ones, there's some not so good ones. And it's an easy thing, they're all the same. It lets you off
they're
the
not.
hook
But I think we should explicitly have less patience with the ones who are taking the mick.
Absolutely. I do shout at presenters on the television and on the radio, say, go and ask them that, or don't put up with it, but still.
Well, don't shout, we can't hear you. It's much better if you call.
I wouldn't be a presenter, I don't think. I'd be a useless one.
But would you be telling them off all day, Julie?
I would.
You'd be telling them off.
I would.
And in terms of policy and stuff that matters to you, what's the top of your list at the moment that you want politicians to attend to?
I want them to look at housing for the young people, because it's awful that the situation that the young people are in. I want them to look at housing. I want them, the traditional housing, the health service, education, those three are the ones that I really want. And, of course, getting jobs so that we can make the money to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got some great ideas. If only I could speak to them.
Well, you should go into politics.
I'm probably a bit too old now.
Oh, I doubt it. It's interesting you say housing first, because I have noticed that subject really creeping up people's agenda for pretty obvious reasons: cost of living, rent, mortgage situation, interest rates, access to housing at all. It's really growing as a problem. and as a political problem for the an issue coming in the next election. So it's interesting that you land on it yourself, Julie. Thank you very much for your call. That's Julie in Maidstone.